Hi, this is the Backyard Road Trips podcast. I'm Zach.
I'm Jim.
And Jim, you tasked me / us a few weeks ago with something. You want to explain what's going on?
Yeah, well, as you know, it's fall.
It is.
And we're not talking about our beers quite yet. But
no.
My task for you was a playlist of the quintessential fall songs. Because who else would be better at this than you?
I could probably name a few people, but
they're all bums then.
They're bums.
Yeah.
Bums. Yeah, and then I decided, it's a two-way street, so we've got to have you do the same. So,
yeah, I've had a running fall playlist, but it's not nearly as good as yours. Did you make that up, or did you already have something?
So I have also had fall playlists in the past that I took some of the tracks from, but it was a new. I made it for this.
Oh wow! So, I've also read the blog post too. It was great.
Oh, good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
and I guess we are going to drink a little Oktoberfest.
Yeah, I guess.
Well,
tis the season.
Tis the season to the troops,
right?
Both sides.
I thought it was kind of a neat to kind of capture that. It's like you're searching for a bathroom and they're all occupied. It's like, oh, damn it. So yes, fall playlists. Like, let's see, you've got "Fallen" by Alicia Keys.
Dude,
I've fallen, I can't get up.
Is that even a song? I bet it is a song.
They've probably made, remixed that little thing into a song.
When you were coming up with this, were you pulling from songs that you had in your previous list, or were you what was your mentality here?
It's kind of a mixture of both. I mean, there's one, I would say, as I was saying, I love this time of year, I guess, especially, I love it with kids and stuff like that, but I've probably, it's been a little more difficult with kids, kind of going back to the idea of what Backyard Road Trips is all about, that it's like, I was going to take the kids to the Econk Hill Farm today. We had some time. They were refusing, so we went to Mohegan Park, which is 5 minutes instead of 25 minutes. So even more of a true backyard road trip. So I feel like that the season was definitely something that might have been a little bit more soundtracked when I was younger. Mm-hmm. Because now it's just listening to whatever they kind of want to hear more in the car. Yeah, so I feel like there's been definitely a backbone for this playlist for a while. The same time, I made Jackie these mixes years ago that were seasonal. So, and they were, each CD, it was CDs back then. So each CD was a different season. The songs were they were all with titles of season or months. But anyway, that led me to do a playlist of all seasons too, of any song that had winter, spring, summer, fall, or months. I throw it into this Spotify playlist. Yep. And I've done that now for about 2 years, and it's just this giant playlist of any song with a seasonal name. So there was so when I'm looking for this one, okay, I already had a list of, that's beer too, yeah, a list of November songs on there or whatever. But the same thing is they needed to fit the mood. So a lot of them can't. That is beer, yeah. That's the that.
How many songs do you have in this playlist running so far?
Let me pull it up. All right, so I called mine Autumn to differentiate with yours. So mine was 3 hours and 49.
Okay.
How minutes.
Does it tell you how many total songs?
I don't know. I'm not seeing the total songs. There's a lot though.
3 hours. Well, mine's probably not 3 hours. But...
So yours it's right next to it. 3 hours and 46.
Oh, get out of here.
Wow. So one's 3 hours 46, one's 3 hours 49.
Wow.
That is crazy. We're off by 3 minutes with each other.
I got to add, whoever needs to add a song.
I know.
Yeah, right?
That's it. So, okay. So yours, you've had this kind of ongoing one for a few years. Is that same playlist, or did you?
Yeah, and I've been adding to it a little bit here and there. Like, of course, I should have had Harvest Moon on there like you had. Yeah. That was like, oh, Jim, you need to do this. But I think for me, they happen to just be songs that maybe I was listening to in the fall.
Okay.
And now it's like I associate. Oh!
He's been hooked on the beer, too, by the way.
Yeah, he really...
He's going more beer.
More beer.
Yeah.
More beer.
That's my boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, songs that I think that I was just associating at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's the same with like fall beers.
Sure.
Right? Like, I mean, if you have an Oktoberfest, any time of year, it just brings you back to like, fall. So that's a lot of my playlist. It's not like, I don't know, for lack of a better word, like really superficial. Like I don't have a song on there that says, isn't there like a Miles Davis song like Falling Leaves or something like that?
Yeah, there's
Autumn Leaves.
Autumn
Yes,
Leaves,
Autumn
right.
Leaves. Yeah.
Right.
No, I don't have that on there for the sake of it, but
Right.
they're all songs that for me, like, they remind me of fall. Is that what percentage of yours would you say that's
I would say, I think that there's enough songs on there with the fall titles that still make me think of the season because of the topic, certainly, but because I've probably played them for years onto these mixes. So, I mean, the first and foremost would be George Winston's Autumn album that I think we've talked about on here before, but top 10 album for me. And a day like we had today, you know, today was beautiful. Today was like 73, but even if it was like 55 or 60, but there was blue skies and the leaves were looking really good, that was just kind of the perfect backdrop for the season. And I feel like George Winston was always able to capture whatever season he's representing, whether it was autumn, December, that album, his winter into spring, his summer, whatever it is. I thought he really was able to do that better than probably any other musician that I've heard, without being hokey. Because there's a big thing that a lot of things, if you're going to do like themed albums or themed ideas, it could be hokey easily. You know, you could do, you know, corny stuff that just doesn't really, you know. So like there was a few that I have also a Connecticut playlist. I have tons of these playlists. A Connecticut playlist, and the weatherman Scott Haney, you know him?
I do.
So he does a song called like the Christmas Moon.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Scott Haney has a music career.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
we gotta find him. We gotta have him on the show.
That's right. Well, I'm already gonna badmouth his Christmas Moon.
Okay.
But it's like the Mystic Christmas Moon is the name of the song. And you know, you're referencing Connecticut, so you got the place name, so your conjuring images right there. You've got Christmas, of course, and you've got, but it's corny. You know what I mean? It's very corny. Where George Winston was able to not go do the corn factor, and you know, he didn't name his songs like, you know, I don't know, Maple and Bloom or something. But it was, you know, it was more, you know, more stark, like Moon and Road, whatever is the title of the songs off that. But that album always was autumn for me on those like special days that I could kind of obtain. Then a lot of the other ones though, like Matt Ponpier's Halloween, that's just great song about Halloween, but it's not like a scary, and you know, you're not going to find it next to Thriller on your playlist. And then other ones about that, like Cheryl Wheeler's When Fall Comes to New England, like
Cheryl,
that.
yeah.
And that sounds like that should be hokey. You know what I mean? And it, you know, there's like hokey parts to it, but she can do it. Like she can, like that song is nice. Richard Shindel's Are You Happy Now is a song about breaking up on Halloween, and like it's you know, it's a great, you know, great track. And again, so mine mostly have that kind of seasonal twist to them.
Yep.
But then have other ones like November, I think, is a pretty hard month to kind of capture. And I think that's what I was talking about in the blog post too, where it's like,
you nailed that. Can you just tell the listeners, because
Yeah.
you had such a perfect analogy for it.
I just said there that it's like, is it kind of the dead of winter coming, or is it a time of, you know, bountiful harvest? Is it time to celebrate and pre-Christmas season? And I think as I've gotten older, it's probably more towards that bountiful harvest. But being a kid, and when the weeks actually felt long, I remember that stretch from Halloween to Thanksgiving felt like, oh man, like the leaves are off the trees, it's cold, it's gray, it's getting dark so early. It was really kind of like glum.
Yeah.
And that always kind of represented November to me. Only more recently, as I've gotten older, it's been like, no, like there's 2.5 weeks until you're at Thanksgiving, then you're at Christmas 4 weeks later. It's nothing. So
it's different. Yeah, time is moving different for us now as adults. But yeah, you said it perfectly about, you know, because September is like still summer,
right,
and November is winter. So like we really do just have October.
It is a real fleeting, you know. I know more beer.
He likes beer.
So yeah, and that's exactly what you're saying. It's kind of like September is still summer. And a lot of the playlist was kind of more summery, upbeat at the beginning. It goes into kind of traditional fall for October, some, you know, Halloween themed songs, and then ends up with some kind of stark November songs, but then into more of a plentiful harvest type at the end.
Can you pick one song, just one for September, one for October, and one for November?
Like one song September, I'm not going to pick it, but like September by Earth, Wind, and Fire. Like that doesn't.
You remember?
Like that doesn't.
Thank you.
That's not September at all to me.
Right.
I might say September. I might go Homecoming by Josh Ritter.
Should I splice some of these songs into the podcast? And
if you'd like, or tell people to listen. Yeah, you probably get sued. Yeah, that one I probably would, because it's like it's talking about. I mean, Homecoming. Of course, you have a reference to you're going back home, and then, or it could be to whatever, your high school, and then it's. Did you hear that one? Did you listen to that track?
Oh yeah.
You listen,
I thought he he ripped one.
So that song, I would say, one of the other ones I think better than Ezra this time of year, about football and like there's football in the air, that kind of thing, of all bands.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's another, I think, good September song. How about you? What's your ultimate September song?
I don't know. I'm looking right now. At the Stars by Better Than Ezra is in my head about it, and now that you bring him up.
One song that you got me into reminded me of September song is The Shining by Badly Drawn
Boy. Yeah. Well, that's a September landing for you, huh?
I think...
For me, that's a November, December.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, like that's solid. That's a winter song.
Interesting how that can be very, construed differently. Yeah. Early October, I like Maple Leaves by Jens Lekman.
Okay.
So that one's...
that's an easy one for you?
Yeah, I think for early October. I mean, there's some other... Let's see here, too. Like Black Lexus, that's by Joseph Arthur. That's a song that... Totally a fall song. There's nothing about fall in it. That was just one that kind of conjures up those images for whatever reason. World Series Beard I put in there because that was about the Red Sox winning in 2004.
That was good.
Then you got like Great Pumpkin Waltz, Autumn Leaves, the one you were talking about, but Ava Cassidy's version's gorgeous.
Yeah.
So what about your October songs?
I think Harvest Moon for September.
For your side, that's your September. What about your October?
I think so. Yeah, October. I'm also looking through. I hate this is you probably hated how much John Mayer I had in my but Edge of Desire is a real good one for me.
I was curious because you had this is at St. Patrick's Day on there.
Yeah, that's,
which
I know. But it's like all my songs, as you've probably noticed, are slower, acoustic-y, kind of somber. Because we're sad that, it's just nothing but gray, cold season coming up.
Right.
Cannonball by Damien Rice.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. The Elliott Smith is clearly a November.
Yeah, definitely. He
maybe that's because of Good Will Hunting and it's maybe
true,
for
like
me.
A college, not college. Yeah, college. They were in college in that.
Yeah.
But you think of going back to school.
Yeah, school time.
Right.
Bentley. I mean, anything from Breathing Tornadoes. That's in October. That's October music.
Okay, I think it's more summer for me because that album I first got when I was working at Northtown Mall, and I listened to it on my Discman walking back from the mall at Summer Nights.
Summer Nights.
I would say for me, November. M. Ward, or the first, not first M. Ward album, but second M. Ward album, Transfiguration of Vincent, was definitely a kind of sounded dusty.
Oh, dusty.
Dusty,
okay.
Yeah, it's dusty, and that was, I thought, kind of personified November. It's the early November part, or November used to be. I even threw in a little church songs, "Gift to Finest Wheat." I don't know if you.
Nope.
No, you didn't go to Catholic church.
I did not go to Catholic church.
It's a good one.
That one didn't come up for us.
Yeah, it's a good one. So I mean, I think also just what's so different about this was if you put a winter playlist together, you're probably you can probably do Christmas at the beginning, and then when does Christmas stop and winter begin? But summer, if you're gonna do a summer playlist, I don't think it really matters if you're in June or August, but it's pretty much gonna be the same.
All Kid Rock.
Same
I know what you mean.
Yeah, right. All the time.
No, you're right. Summer doesn't have the variation that winter does. You're right.
And fall has that to the max. Where it's just again, from the idea of summer all the way to basically winter's door.
Can you name one song that if you had to pick just one to be your fall song, what would it be?
Ooh.
Your swan song?
That's tough. That's a really tough one. I'm going to cheat and look at the playlist again.
Okay, that's fine.
I mean, it's going to be cliche, but I'll probably throw the George Winston Colors Dance as the first track of his autumn album. Probably just represents that season.
When you hear that, that's like you're in fall mode.
That's it. Yeah,
that's great.
And it's the first couple notes. That's all you need to.
Really?
Yeah. And yeah, I'd say that's number one
We'll have to
for me.
I'll see if I can sneak this in the podcast a little bit. We'll start it off instead of the theme. We'll
Cease
put
and
this,
desist, or you can cover it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll cover it, and then it's well, we don't make money on this, so it's all for use
on
right?
the banjo. So cover it on the banjo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that would probably. How about you? What's one song that you would be?
Landon Pig.
Okay.
Falling in love in a coffee shop.
I get it. Fall.
Do you love the falling into fall hashtags and?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No,
I don't really hashtag much.
I know. Do you have like since you drove down today or whatever? Do you have like a fall driving playlist?
That would probably become it. You know,
Yeah.
that would probably become it. But this, we were listening to Michael Sloan. He does all these songs about different areas. So he had a New Haven County album.
Oh, really?
It's just like kind of acoustic guitar and
Any good?
it's kind
Have
of
you ever
like
heard a
background
song that
music.
you didn't like? I don't know. I feel like
Yeah,
you have
I've
such
heard-
an open mind.
Yeah, I used to hate the Pina Colada song.
Really?
That was always I think I mean with a passion. I would say that I
Wow.
hated. I've at times hated American Pie.
Yeah, that's hateable.
I've hated Journey as an idea, at times. You know the Rod Stewart pillow story, right?
Apparently not.
Okay.
No.
So this was a couple months ago. We were at the Kingston Mall, which is not really much of a mall, kind of a shell of a mall. And there was this store called Good Vibes, For Good Vibes, I think it was called. We were in there to go to this bouncy place. This is back in February. I see in the window, beautiful Rod Stewart pillow. Rod Stewart in his glory days.
Is he sprawled out?
No, he's.
You got a picture of this?
Yeah, actually, I do have a picture of the. I'll just show you from a distance, but it is. I thought a pretty beautiful thing. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, now that would look really good in the basement. So I'll show you from a distance at first. So there's Rod. See him? So I'm seeing. I'm like, oh, this is so. I look at the price tag was $50. I was like, I can't do this. For a novelty thing.
Mm-mm.
2 months later, we're back in the Kingston Mall for the Easter Bunny. And so there we are in front of the store again. And there's Rod looking at me. I'm like, oh, man, it's just such a beautiful pillow. Beautiful thing. Again, I'm like, I can't spend $50 on this. So then anyways, I took a trip up to Gloucester to go with my parents out to eat and went to a record store. We like to do that once a year. And I was telling my mom the story about this Rod Stewart pillow. She's like, go buy it for yourself. You need it. You deserve it. So anyways, it was pouring rain the next day at work. I'm taking myself to the mall on the way home. I get it. I go into the store. It's not there. It's no longer in the window. I'm searching everywhere. They have pillows of Kenny Rogers. They've got Golden Girls. They've got, they have new people like, who's that guy? Big with all the face tattoos. One of those guys. I don't know. Post Malone.
Mace?
Post Malone. Yeah, Mace. P. Diddy.
Too soon.
Yeah. So the pillow's gone. I'm not seeing the pillow at all. Everything else, I'm like, oh, this is really... And at that point, I got my mind really on this pillow. So anyways, that night, I'm doing a deep dive on Instagram. So I'm like, everything's on there now. Small businesses want to show their stuff. I find the store. I find who the guy is that makes these pillows, because it showcases all local artists and artisans and whatever the store. This guy is out of Taunton, Mass, so not too far away. I'm searching its whole inventory of pillows. Rod Stewart's not there. He's not there at all. And I'm like, this is crazy. This isn't, first of all, they're only $30. I would have gotten it right away for $30. But do me a favor, if you take a real look at this pillow.
That's not Rod Stewart.
That's not Rod Stewart.
Who is that?
It's Steve Perry.
Is it from Journey?
Yes.
It really looks like Rod Stewart.
Yeah. Just like a cursory glance, that is Rod Stewart. So.
And this looks like it's at your house.
Oh, yes.
So
I was like, oh, I'm so glad I didn't get this pillow. This is ridiculous.
It looks like his album cover, man.
So, it sure does. And then I was like, oh, that's, grumbling. So then, anyways, a couple of weeks ago, I was back in that store before Jackie's birthday, and I saw it, and I was like, you know what? I need this Steve Perry pillow. So that's my long story about Journey.
Oh, it's very good. It was quite the journey.
I used to hate Cruisin' by Smokey Robinson. I like Smokey Robinson, but
Tears of a Clown.
I hated Cruisin'. Yeah. How about you? What songs that you hate?
I feel like I have way more close mind than you. So like all the songs.
All the songs.
I hate all music in general.
Right.
So
anyone that used to do with Mind Over Matter 8 million times. Lone Star.
Yeah, like all country music. I'd be fine never hearing that again. Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. Yeah, this stuff I just overplay.
Yeah, the overplay is kind of, and that's
sick of it. But
that's what I think I've heard some of those songs too much. Whether it was Cruisin' or I don't know why. I think it was like work at work or something. Would be like, oh, not where I work now, but as a kid, be like, oh, the song was played. I can tell you, like every time I closed up the candy store at the Norristown Mall, Funky Town came on. So you knew it was 9 o'clock when Funky Town came on.
Close it up.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, I asked about you because you have such an eclectic collection of music that you get into. Mm-hmm. I have to filter anything I listen. Like, it all got to come from you because I don't listen to anything new. I don't want to go through that journey. Mm-hmm. See, Journey's going to have to sponsor this.
That's right, yeah.
So, and I think that a lot of the music and the people that I like came from you. So, like, you're just my music life coach at this point.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah,
and most of that was from, like, 10th grade.
Yeah, I got a real
right,
short time period of when,
yeah.
but you've influenced me, so, yeah.
That's it. I'm gonna give you a random album out of this house, and that's it. It's gonna be it. For Backyard Road Trips, I'm Zach,
and I'm Jim.
You can follow us at backyardroadtrips.com, social media on Facebook, X, and Instagram.
And a pillow that Steve Perry has of you, your face on it. Yeah, you can. That's also.
And they thought it was Duncan Sheik.
Yeah.